Good morning, everyone. So today I'm going to be filming what I would call my happiness routine. And I guess the reason I call it that is because as someone who experiences the waves of depression and anxiety almost every day, which is something I'm very open about on this channel. If you watch my other videos, you already know this. I find myself having to make conscious decisions every day to try to keep myself in a positive state of mind. That's kind of how it is when you experience any mental health issues. You really have to do acts of self-love and self-care for yourself in order to feel better and in order to keep yourself from going into another negative spiral. So I find that the way that I start my morning has just such a significant impact on the rest of the day. And when I don't do these positive, healthy habits in the morning, I don't have nearly as good of a day. So these things are really important for my mental health and my well-being. And that's why I wanted to share this with you, because I used to not have this type of awareness. So I used to feel like I was just dealing with my depression and anxiety alone by myself. I used to feel like there was no relief and that I had no control over how I felt, and that I would just hope that I would be happy one day. But really, so much power lies in just doing good things for yourself every day. That's how you can change everything around. I find that what makes me happiest is waking up as early as possible. It's 8:30 right now, so I got up pretty late today, but it's okay. I'm not going to put myself down for that. I was up a little bit too late last night, and it's all good. Tomorrow's a new day. So we didn't check off that box today, but hopefully we will do everything else. And then as soon as I wake up, I try to listen to positive affirmations. This is such a good way to start your day because right when you wake up, your brain is a lot more susceptible to information. And then I try to make a healthy breakfast and chug a lot of water. Diet plays such a huge role in mental health, and sometimes people neglect theirs because they haven't made that connection yet. So that's really important. I take my vitamin, which, by the way, where is my vitamin? Hold on. I decided just to move outside because that's usually where I eat my breakfast anyways. So we're going to take our vitamin because that's really important. There's a lot of research on people who have depression being deficient in certain vitamins. So very important. Then I write in my gratitude journal. This is usually the next thing that I do after I eat my breakfast while listening to my affirmations. Next part of my happiness routine is doing some stretching, moving my body, releasing that stored energy, getting those muscles stretched out and relaxed and ready to take on the day. And then we're going to be going on a walk or a run, which is my favorite part of the day. But before we do that, we have to stretch always. I pretty much do the same yoga routine every morning because it takes about 10 to 15 minutes and it stretches out my entire body. Now we sit for a few moments in silence, maybe do some meditation on the mat. You want to have that moment of peace before the day starts. Okay, I already feel so relaxed right now. If you're having a hard time getting into a meditative state, then you really just want to feel how your body feels. Feel how your clothes feel on your skin. Feel how the mat feels on your skin. Put your awareness on the sounds that you hear, and that will keep you grounded.
Okay, so we are moving on to my favorite part of the day, which is my morning walk or run. I have my matcha with me and I'm just taking in the birds, the sky, the trees. I can't even explain how much of a difference spending time outside in the morning makes on my happiness, on my well-being, on my presence, on my awareness. This is definitely the habit that has the most impact on my day by far. So at this point, I like to sit down in the grass after I go on my walk and do some breathing exercises and sit in stillness for a few minutes. I didn't start doing breathing exercises until like a couple months ago, but I had this realization because like my biggest struggle for the past year has been really crippling anxiety. And I realized that because I had such bad anxiety, I wasn't breathing in like a normal regulated pattern. And so now that I've learned about the power of breathing consciously and doing breath work, I've made it a part of my happiness routine. And it's even better when you do it outside in the fresh air. The most important part is breathing in through your nose, because a lot of us actually don't breathe in through our nose. Most of the time we breathe in through our mouth, and that's not the healthiest way of breathing. So now I'm just gonna sit and do some conscious breathing and be still for a few minutes. You can already tell such a difference in my energy from the moment I started filming this morning. But I wanted to say that often when I sit in meditation, I'll have insights come to mind, or positive thoughts, or some kind of mantra that I carry with me throughout the day. And I wanted to share with you the one that came to my mind today. As I was sitting in the meditation, I heard these ladies get to the park and they were like, oh my god, it's so beautiful. And they were just like so enchanted by the weather and the park. And I just thought it was so cute because it's such a simple thing that people lose sight of. People lose sight of how beautiful everything around them really is. So the positive thought that came to my mind was, there's always something to be happy about. There's always something to be happy about, whether it feels that way or not.
Okay, I'm home now. I got a little bit ready, made some more matcha. I'm addicted to caffeine, let's not get into that. And the next step in my happiness routine is to spend time on my passions. I could make an entire video about how much spending time on something that you're passionate about, creating something, having a passion project, having a goal, how good that is for your mental health and your well-being, because it makes your life exciting. It makes your life worth living. If you're currently going through something hard in your life, or maybe you're not happy at your job. Having a passion that you can look forward to every day, something that you can put your creative energy into and intention into, it gives you something to look forward to. It gives you something to be excited about. It gives you something to be happy about. So this is a really essential part of my happiness routine, is spending time on my passions. I have many passions, but the number one project that I'm working on right now is this YouTube channel. I'm very passionate about personal development, and I'm passionate about sharing the things that I learn. I'm passionate about creating content. So what I like to do after that morning routine is to come home and then filming some videos, because that is what I'm really passionate about right now, is making content and sharing the things that I learn. So that's probably what I'll do for the next hour or two. It gives me something to hope for. It allows me to release my creative energy, to step into my authentic self. And yeah, so that's what I'm doing right now. Might film 1 or 2 videos, and then we'll move on to the next part of my happiness routine. And as you can see, this is kind of just how I live. This is how I go about the day. And that's really what helps me to feel more happy, to feel more vibrant, and to feel more alive. And I am back, and I brought a book. Another thing that I really love doing for my happiness is reading, especially something that's inspirational or positive. For example, for the last couple months, I've been reading You Are a Badass at Making Money, and I like to read a few books at the same time, but that one is the one that I like to read in the morning because it's just positive, it's inspirational, it gets me going, you know what I mean? But today I'm going to be reading The Untethered Soul, and I've actually already finished this book before, but it's so funny. I like to kind of think of this book as my Bible. I'm not even kidding. Or if that's too dramatic, then even just like my therapy. Every chapter is just so valuable and insightful and life-changing. And really, this book just explains exactly how I want to live. So that's why I kind of refer to it as my Bible. Like, for example, today there's just a certain chapter in here that I really want to read about keeping your heart open and letting each moment actually pass through you instead of getting stuck on moments. Because I was actually doing shadow work last night. I actually didn't even have the intention of doing shadow work. I just had this thought that came to my mind, and I was like, why do I get so obsessed with like certain moments that have happened to me, and I replay them over and over and over again, usually moments that made me really anxious or insecure, moments that I'm not proud of. If any of you have anxiety or social anxiety or certain insecurities, you probably do the same thing. You replay moments in your head that just aren't serving you, like moments that just made you feel bad about yourself and whatnot. So I was sitting there with my journal and I was thinking, why do I get so stuck on these moments? And then it reminded me of this chapter in this book that's all about letting moments pass through you instead of them getting stuck in your consciousness, in your body, and replaying them over and over. And how the answer to that is to always keep your heart open, to not close your heart, and to let things pass through. So that's what inspired me to pull this book out today, and I'm going to read that chapter now. So, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it is a new day today. I didn't get to finish filming that day because something important came up and it ended up taking the whole rest of the day. So I'm gonna continue on the video from this point because, to be honest, I'm not feeling very happy today. I didn't wake up feeling very happy today. So after I spend some time outside and work on my passions and do all of the other things that I showed you early on in this video, then I like to do something that just genuinely makes me happy. A lot of times it's not like I necessarily feel like meditating or I feel like doing all of those healthy things for myself, but I know that it's going to make me feel happy afterwards, right? But after I do complete all of those things that are good for me, I like to do something that I just want to do, something that just simply makes me happy, that I'm not looking for any outcome from. That could be going to a bookstore and buying myself a new book, or that could be listening to my favorite album, decorating around my house, calling up a friend and having a good conversation. That could be going thrifting,
but today I plan on going to a plant nursery. I love going to the plant nursery because there's nothing like surrounding myself with greenery, because I actually live in a desert, so I don't have too much greenery around me. But going to a plant nursery is very magical because there are plants literally everywhere for acres. So that's where we're going today. Nothing makes me happier than being